go ahead and call this meeting to order. This is our official City Commission meeting on this Tuesday, October 8th. We'll begin our meeting today with a moment of silence before we move to a Pledge of Allegiance and then roll call. So if you would join me for a moment of silence, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. I'll now turn to roll call.
Commissioner Goey.
Present.
Commissioner Knight.
Here.
Commissioner O'Connor.
Present.
Commissioner Purdue.
Present.
Commissioner Robbins.
Present.
Commissioner Asasi.
Present.
Mayor Bliss.
Yes. All right, before we get to our first opportunity for public comment, which is only public comment on action items or agenda items that we're voting on today, I'll invite our interpreter to come forward. So if you need assistance with interpretation services, please let us know. Hi, welcome.
Oh, if you can push the button.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Good afternoon. My name is Sandra Nickel from the Hispanic Center. I'm here to interpret everything that is needed to be interpreted for. I'm here to serve you. Buenas tardes, soy Sandra Nickel del Departamento de Centro Hispano. Estoy aquí para interpretar cualquier cosa que ustedes quieran decir y comunicar y estoy para servirles. Gracias.
Thank you. All right, next that will take us to our first opportunity for public comment. So again, this is public comment only on action items. Earlier today, we had a number of standing committee meetings where we discussed and voted on a number of items. And so if you are here to be heard on one of those items, you can come forward, you can come to this podium, share your name, the city that you live in. You'll be given up to 3 minutes to speak. And for this public comment period, we ask that you be really explicit about what action item you're referring to. So is there anyone who wishes to speak on an action item? All right, seeing none, I'm going to close that, and that'll take us to approval of our minutes. And these are our minutes from our September 24th meeting that occurred at 7 p.m. Commissioners, can I get a motion?
So moved. Support.
All right, moved and supported. Any questions or comments? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? It carries. All right, next that will take us to petitions and communications.
The first one is a communication received from Plant and Moran regarding a planned audit of financial statements.
That is received and filed.
And then 4 communications received expressing support for a street name change in the honor of Amelia Penn.
All right, and that is received and
I apologize if I pronounced that wrong.
okay. Do you want to
I just want, does anybody know the correct pronunciation of
Amelia.
Amelia? Thank you, Mr. Washington.
Amelia Penn?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that will take us to reports of city officers.
The first is the Comptroller's warrant report for the period of September 10, 2024 through September 23, 2024, in the amount of $28,492,136.94.
All right, that is received and filed.
Oh, and the monthly travel, sorry.
Oh, thank you.
And then the Treasurer's report for period of September 11, 2024 through September 24, 2024.
And that is also received and filed. All right, next that will take us to our consent agenda. So our consent agenda includes items that we voted on earlier today in one of our standing committee meetings where there was a unanimous vote. So this afternoon, with one voice vote, we'll adopt those items. Commissioners, can I get a motion for the consent agenda?
So moved.
Support.
All right, moved and supported. Commissioners, any questions or comments?
Mayor, there's a question. I want to make sure that's correct. On Committee of the Whole, item number 2, I thought that action was postponed.
It was postponed. I'm assuming that what's before us is support of having it postponed?
No, that needs to not be on there. Thank you.
All right, thank you for raising that, catching that. I just assumed it would be off there, so I'll look to you, City Clerk.
Yeah, so we'll need a motion to amend the motion of adopting the consent agenda by removing that item number 2 from Committee of the Whole.
Okay, is someone willing to make that?
Move to amend.
All right,
Second.
Move to amend and seconded. And so what is before us is a move to amend and remove item 2. And as discussed at Committee of the Whole, that will be back before us on November 12th for consideration. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? It carries. All right, thank you very much.
And then you have the Then you have to have the vote on the rest of the consent.
All right, and so I'll go back to a vote on the amended consent, removing item number 2. All those in favor say, I'll ask for a motion.
So moved.
All right, moved and supported. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? It carries. Thank you for your assistance with that. All right, that will take us to, we don't have any ordinances before us today. That will take us to our city commission resolutions. And commissioners, we do have one resolution that was added today after our executive session. So I'll start with a motion to suspend the rules. Can I get a motion to suspend the rules?
Support.
All right, moved and supported to suspend the rules. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, rules are suspended. So what's before us is a city commission resolution approving a settlement. Can I get a motion?
Support?
All right, moved and supported. Commissioner Isasi, you want to tell us about this?
This is one second.
There you go.
Thank you. This is a matter that we discussed today on October 8th in the matter of Ms. Jenny Rude with a pending labor arbitration grievance. This was presented to us and we had discussion in our executive session. Settlement of this matter was recommended and approved by the body in the amount of $92,280 plus an additional contribution of $2,500 to the retirement HSA and an adjustment to recognize 25 months of credited service. So those are all the details of the matter that we discussed and it's presented for our review.
Great, thank you. Commissioners, any questions or comments on that item? All right, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? It carries. All right, next that will take us to our only scheduled public hearing today. And this is a public hearing to consider a second amendment to conditional transfer of property agreement pursuant to Public Act 425 of 1984 with the city of Walker for the Walker View Development Project. So as we get ready for this public hearing, I'll turn it over to our Economic Development Director, Ms. Raniero, to tell us about this item. And then we'll open it up if there's anyone to be heard on this item. And I'll turn it to my colleagues as well if they have any questions. So, Ms. Raniero, you want to talk to us about this item? Do we have a guest?
I don't believe we do. Oh, thank you.
Hi, welcome. You can come on up. We'll have. Great, wonderful. Well, welcome. We'll have Ms. Raniero speak, and then if you want to add any additional detail, you're welcome to do that. I'll turn to my colleagues to see if they have any questions, and then we'll open it up for public comment. Great. All right.
Thank you, Mayor. Afternoon, everybody. Just as a reminder, 425 permits 2 municipalities to contract for a conditional transfer of property from one community to another for economic development purposes. The agreement that this is regarding was put into place in 2016, ultimately for infrastructure improvements to Industrial Park, totaling about $6.2 million. It was amended in 18. To extend the term from 2031 to 2039. And so now we're doing a second amendment to that 425 agreement to extend the term again and also add eligible expenses in the amount of $290,400 and extend the term to 2042. Post this recommendation, we will be evaluating this through our Brownfield Redevelopment Authority as well for an amendment on eligible activities in that regard as well. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Great. Commissioners, any questions? All right, seeing none. Any additional comments you'd like to add? No, you're good? Okay, all right. All right. Then I'll have our director sit down. Is anyone here who wishes to be heard on this scheduled public hearing? Again, this is a public hearing related to the project at, as we refer it, as Walker View Development. It's a 425. Okay, seeing none, I'll close that scheduled public hearing, and that will be referred back to us at our committee of the whole. All right, thank you, Ms. Raniero. I know you had a busy day before us, so appreciate all your work. And that will take us to our last opportunity for public comment. So if you are here today to be heard on any other item, you're welcome to come forward. We ask that you share your name, the city that you live in. You'll be given up to 3 minutes to speak. You can follow the timer right here in front of us. We ask that you take a look at the meeting procedures there on the wall, and that you are respectful of those, particularly the request about refraining from swearing or name calling or making derogatory comments. All right. Hi, Dee.
How you doing? How you doing, everybody? I'm D. Jones, passionate entrepreneur and visionary. And first off, I want to say, be sure y'all get out there and vote November 5th and early. It's a lot at stake this election. It's a lot of things that I care about, like green energy and infrastructure and economic development, education, and the health of our ladies. It's a lot of different issues that are on the ballot, so I need you guys to get out there and let your voices be heard, because every vote counts. I've seen good politicians and good people didn't get elected because people didn't show up. And so also I want to say, with all of the cool stuff I've been doing around esports, I end up getting a contact by the head of the Forbes Business Council, and they actually asked me to join the Forbes Business Council. So that's pretty cool, me being an entrepreneur and visionary who started here, got some funding from the Safe Pitch Task Force and got on Forbes, and then all of these other cool things that I've been able to do, like become a finalist for Forbes 30 Under 30, and then now asking to be on the Forbes Business Council. So I'm really excited to be able to give back to the community, to be able to lead, to innovate, to pioneer, and just lead, just because I just love to lead. I've always been a leader. I'm going to continue to be a leader. I don't really like to follow people. I just like to go on the beat of my own drum. I don't got a band, but I'm a one-man band, and I just like listening to the own beats that I could create. And so it's pretty cool with the stuff I've been doing to be able to be here, to stand here before y'all, a council itself, and a nice government body, but I'm doing cool things too. I think I'd be a good politician if I ever ran for office, but I'm just gonna focus on trying to get rich first and really get into some funding, because it takes a lot of cash to be able to run the campaign and be able to stick to your values and stay true to yourself in politics. So I'll be sure that if I ever want to run, that I got a nice set of cash to be able to fund my own campaign one day if I do. But I'm just gonna stick to the vision and just being a visionary one day, becoming a billionaire. And just, I'm very excited for our production. I co-produced a production in Detroit, and we're actually going to be premiered it online November 30th. So I'm very excited for that. I co-produced a production in Detroit, and a lot of the creative process and a lot of creative things that you see in this production, if you guys ever see it, a lot of people are going to see this, especially the influence on Detroit. I know the influence that it has on our city, but I know the influence that I have in the community and just culture and just being innovative and being just a cool guy, to be honest. So I'm very excited to be able to innovate, to lead, to pioneer, to give back to our city, to inspire the next generation of entrepreneurs and visionaries, and letting them know they can come from poverty and be able to get on the luxurious, articles, and be able to possibly be on the council too, and possibly on the Forbes 30 Under 30 list. Hopefully I'm not the first one. Hopefully I'm not the last one. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. All right, others who wish to be heard?
Hello, friends. Mark from Grand Rapids. Like my man DeAndre Jones said earlier, you better get out and vote, because there's not much time left. Everything is critical right now. If you haven't voted early, vote early. When you want to wait to get to the polls, get to the polls and vote early and often. You can't have the hijinks, such as just the other day, where Nepotism Sarah moved the polls from West Memphis, Arkansas, 6 miles down to a town called Marion, suppressing the black vote once again. It's not good. Again, leadership's in the wrong hands, stuff like that can happen and will happen. And I want to send a message to all the Muslim community on the opposite end of the state. What in the hell are y'all doing? You're getting bad information from bad people talking about you gonna vote for third-party candidates. I'm gonna tell you this, I'm gonna tell you this once. Voting for a third-party candidate is a vote for the orange man. And if he gets back in office, forget about what's going on in Gaza. Because him with the help of Netanyahu, is going to disintegrate all the Palestinians and turn that part of land into a Vegas-style resort, luxury hotels, high-price homes and condominiums, high-end entertainment, and a PGA Tour-style golf course. If you don't want that to happen, do the right thing and get your head screwed on straight and vote. It's as simple as that. And by the way, you can be deported if the orange man gets back in office. Because he is going around doing whatever he wants to do, lying, causing rhetoric, and doing everything under the sun. So get out and vote. We don't want chaos to return to Washington. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks. All right, others who wish to be heard? Hi, welcome.
Hello. Thank you all for your service into the City of Grand Rapids and this opportunity to address the Commission. My name is Jasmine Ryder, and I live in Ward 3. I am one of many that was severely affected by the city's water main break on the southeast side of Grand Rapids at Philadelphia and Adams on June 13th. It was an extremely traumatic event, and it has left many of us residents in a terrible position financially and emotionally. When we received the letter from the City of Grand Rapids Friday, August 23rd, denying all of our claims, it was truly devastating. My family and I have spent tiring amounts of energy the past few weeks, past few months, almost 4 months now, trying to get back some sense of normalcy, but it has been extremely difficult with the extent of the damage the water main break has caused us. Our vehicles were totaled, our foundation shifted, our deck sunk, our backyard was destroyed, our basement was flooded, many, many personal belongings destroyed. Our 3-season room and deck were deemed dangerous. Having a 4-year-old and a puppy at home has made our outdoor summertime fun non-existent. We take pride in our city, our home, and our backyard. We spend many meals and family time at home, outside together, and that hasn't been possible for the last almost 4 months. The trauma and time spent on this tragic event that was no fault of ours has been endless. We are now forced to fix and/or replace what we can with absolutely no assistance from the city. We are one of many families displaced, devastated, and left trying to figure all of this out. The City of Grand Rapids' mission statement is to elevate quality of life through excellent city services. This event has diminished our quality of life for the past 4 months, and hope of elevation in the future is daunting. If it's not the city's responsibility, who is going to be held responsible? Us residents are not okay. We need help. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Ryder. All right, others wish to be heard? Hi.
Larry Gibbs, 1342 Allerton Ave, Southeast Grand Rapids. I also am part of the water main break that happened on June 13th. And the situation is getting dire. Since the water has found its way in, now the
Thank you.
temperatures from outside, since they're getting colder, and mixed with the warming temperatures during the day, I also have black mold coming back in the house again. I also don't have hot water because my hot water heater keeps going in and out. So I can't have my 5-year-old daughter, live in these conditions. We're tired. and we're trying to find some sense of normalcy. And at this point, I don't know where to turn because the winter's coming. And I know with the winter, it's going to bring a lot more damage. And we have nowhere to turn. We're not asking a lot. We just want you guys to do what's right. And the only thing I really care about is my daughter. And the fact that she can't be at the house because there's no hot water. And we're living in black mold. It's troubling. So all I ask of you guys is just to do what's right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gibbs. All right, is there anyone else who wishes to be heard? All right, I will close that public comment period, and I will turn to my colleagues, and I'll start here with Commissioner Isasi.
Thank you, Mayor. I just have one thing I wanted to highlight today that was in our fiscal committee agenda was just congratulations again. I see the chief out there, Matt, as it relates to the U.S. Department of Justice Office of Violence Against Women, the grant for $500,000. I know we talked today at the meeting. DC Rogers, who I know was part of spearheading this work, last day was last week Friday. So, but I know you all communicated with her, and I think it's just a recognition of the number of resources that we need to bring as we look to provide some support and therapy and counseling for those that have been victims of domestic violence in our community. And just to highlight again, those partner organizations that you all are working with, including the YWCA, Safe Haven Ministries. Yesterday was a remembrance walk for victims of domestic violence that Safe Haven Ministries held. And so just a great appreciation and a really proud moment for the department and all those involved. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. I appreciate you elevating that, and I was really grateful to see that grant as well. Commissioner?
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. Just wanted to draw people's attention to just one thing, too. I know we have a lot of conversations about housing going on, and just kind of realized today as throughout our various standing committee meetings, how many of our resolutions being passed were pertaining to housing and various proposals at different steps within their development, too. So I know sometimes it feels like it's a big issue, and maybe day-to-day people don't always realize the work that's going into help making a difference in that. But hope that in following along with some of those agendas, people can see that the staff are working very hard, and we're working very hard to push many of those projects across the finish line as soon as we're able to. So, thanks.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Commissioner. Commissioner Perdue? No. Commissioner O'Connor? Commissioner Knight? Commissioner Goy? All right. Commissioners, I'm sorry, turn to my appointments. City Clerk?
I said my piece this morning.
Okay, City Attorney? City Manager?
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. Just a couple things. First of all, to Jasmine and Larry, who came and shared today, thank you for coming. My understanding is those residents have now secured some representation, and the attorneys are now or have been in consultation with our law department, and for that reason, it has moved beyond an administrative matter to a legal matter. And if I misspoke, the city attorney can clarify, but we will have to trust that process and have the counsel from both sides interact between each other. In the interim, if there are other services outside of that we can assist with, we're happy to do that with some of the same services that were spoken of the night that we went out to the neighborhood. But I do understand the urgency in your plea and do empathize with that. I also wanted to thank the staff today for the work in preparing for this meeting and the update we heard this morning on the community master plan. As we look forward to the future of the city, it is exciting to see coming out of this plan 3 area-specific plans in each ward of the city that are opportunities for further development. Commissioner Robbins spoke of housing projects, and I think these ASPs and the plan will provide some direction for housing and hopefully some affordable and attainable housing. Also want to say congratulations to, I guess, a couple of events that are happening this week. The Asian Gala will happen later on this week, Thursday, and I think that same night there's a gala celebrating the 25 most influential Latinos, and hopefully I can be part of both of those. And I think that same day we are also celebrating the opening redevelopment of Cesar Chavez between Roosevelt and Cardella at 11 o'clock for those who are able to join us. Thank you.
All right, thank you, City Manager. And I'll just end by reminding my colleagues that our day is not over yet. We do have 2 more executive sessions. We'll reconvene, I should say, down in the law library for those 2 items. For those who are here, we voted on that this morning to go into closed session after the City Commission meeting. My city attorney tells me because we have outside counsel joining for those, that will be in the law library at 2:45. For those 2 executive sessions. And then just another reminder that our next meeting is a commission night out. It'll start at 5:30, but the business portion of the meeting will start at 7. We will have some information as well as food like we have in the past, and that will be in the 2nd Ward at GRPS University. Again, doors opening at 5:30. And that is, I should say, our last commission night out for this year. Every calendar year, we do that every quarter, and we rotate around the city. So with that, we will adjourn this meeting, and I will see you all in executive session in 15 minutes.